Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the continuation of the 1990 United States Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck National Championship Series. I'm Brett Kepner, and along with 25-year motorsports broadcasting veteran Jerry Devine, we'll be covering the action this time around from Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, where the biggest and best of the U.S. Hot Rod Association World Championship Tour have amassed for this incredible event. And Jerry, as far as monster truck racing goes, we've got one of the best fields ever.
Oh, you better believe it. Thousands of people are pouring into Anaheim Stadium, and it's under beautiful weather. It's going to be great weather for the best of competition, and in monster trucks, we've got them for you this afternoon. Bigfoot, of course, will be here, and he'll be taking on all of the challengers like Taurus and Barefoot. They're all here, and they're all going after the big money and the Camel Monster Series points.
Well, that's for sure, Jerry. And in mud racing, we've got the absolute best in the business here as well. We've got defending champion Ron Kirby of the incredible Pit Boss Jeep CJ, and one of the top female drivers in this super modified mud racing sport, Wendy Tarman in the incredible supercharged Californian. Indeed, we're going to start things off with something we don't get a chance to see very often, the incredible unlimited mud racing division, when we return. Stay with us.
Back to the Camel Mud and Monster Series, brought to you in part by Kicker high-performance auto speakers by Stillwater Designs. Brett?
I'll tell you, we're getting ready to kick things off here with the unlimited mud racing division, something we don't get a chance to see in U.S. Hot Rod Association racing much anymore. It's pretty much of an invitational. But one thing about the western seaboard of the United States, it has some of the best of these types of machines in the country, Jim.
All right, coming up, it's going to be the Mud Pup, driven by Ed Gerber. Ed is from Bakersfield, California. He'll be going against the Troublemaker, driven by Larry Harrison of Clipper Mills, California.
I'll tell you, fans of the ESPN coverage of U.S. Hot Rod Association mud racing will remember Larry Harrison's 64 Ford Galaxy with a supercharged 427 Ford. It is one of the slickest unlimited mud racing vehicles in the country.
Great run.
No question about it. A lot of standing water for Larry Harrison on the left side of your screen. The very first machine through the mud pit usually has to deal with that water. But look at Gerber's time in the Mud Pup, 2.90 seconds. Well, as you can see, Harrison did have a little bit of a slower time at 3.13 seconds. Now remember, this is in 100 feet of mud. The national elapsed time record for this class stands at 2.37 seconds.
All right, next pair coming up. It's going to be Danny's Toy, driven by Kenny Goodman. And he's going to be facing the local mudder, driven by Miguel Guzman.
Guzman's machine, a supercharged thing, a funny car that Daddy's Toy had for a lightweight Chevy. Great race. Look at the finish line effort by the Daddy's Toy machine, completely sideways. Guzman can't stop. He's almost down by the crush guards, Jeff.
Blasting through the mud pit, great time.
No question, these guys are putting down some power. Look at the Daddy's Toy effort. Off the starting line, you can see the machine definitely hooking up, but watch this hard right-hand turn right there at the finish line into the berm. 3.23 seconds for the lightweight Chevy. Look at the body panels on this thing. Wild, wild ride.
Well, the next pair of machines is the plain old Chevy. He just calls it a plain old Chevy. Driven by Fred Stout of Santa Maria, California. He'll be going against the Titanic's Revenge, driven by Jim Winnick of Tucson, Arizona.
Well, Fred Stout, the Californian in the plain old Chevy, like you said, calling it as he sees it, is definitely a strong one. Wow! But amazingly, the Arizonian drives around on the other end. That was an upset and a half, Sheriff.
Great run for these mud bog racers. Look at him.
I tell you, he's taking a ride. Look at that man in the cockpit. He is working for a living. Definitely. Stout, the plain old Chevy at 3.24 seconds, will right now qualify for those 4 quickest machines that will go into the championship dash. But here was the man that really impressed. Look at this thing, 6,000-pound vehicle, lifted the front wheels off the line, straight as an arrow, 2.51 seconds. Unbelievable run.
Putting the power down. All right, coming up next, it's going to be Bill Oliver with the unnamed and untamed. And look where he's sitting, right where the engine would be.
An unbelievable vehicle, a 1941 Willys military vehicle, a rear-engine, supercharged Chevrolet. Driver, like you pointed out, Jerry, literally up against the front frame rails. He'll be up against the breathless Chevrolet. Christmas tree countdown goes to green.
Whoa, and look at the unnamed untamed Bill Oliver.
I'll tell you, those were 2 wild rides. Definitely Oliver had a phenomenal run in the rear-engine Willys, but then the breathless entry was all over the track. Look at this thing. All 4 wheels off the ground on the launch. 2.59 seconds, only 7/100ths of a second behind the Titanic's Revenge machine. excellent run. The breathless entry in the meantime looked pretty strong off the starting line, but he also makes a hard move down to the finish line right there. 3.09 seconds will not get him in the quick four qualifiers at this point.
He kissed the wall, and that lost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, we have a very high berm down at the finish line, and that's going to affect these guys.
All right, here's the Mustang, Jim Dara. He's from Lompoc, California.
Tell you, people will remember this machine from a year ago here at Anaheim. He's up against Dave Izell in the empty pockets, relatively new Chevy step-side truck. But that Ford-powered 69 Mach 1 can run with the best of them.
Next pair eases up to the starting line.
See the ground crew connecting the kill switch to the machine, so will automatically shut the engine down at the finish line as per USHRA Association safety rules. They're ready.
Good fight at the starting line.
Tell you, both machines, Jerry, ran into problems about three-quarter track. Certainly the Chevy step-side pickup having more problems for Ezell than for the Ford. We'll probably see that here on the replay. Leaves the starting line pretty nicely, but it looks like the ruts down there get mighty deep. 4.19 seconds for Ezell won't help him a bit as far as qualifying for the four-car shootout. The other lane, though, Dara's Mustang also had basically the same problem. He leaves the starting line, trying to correct to get around those ruts, but they almost sucked him right back in. The elapsed time, 3.06 seconds for the Ford Mach 1. That also will not get him into the Final Four.
Those ruts are getting a little deep over in both of these lanes. All right, coming up next, it's going to be the Gold Bricker. This is driven by Paul Capisti.
Las Vegas driver will be taking on Larry Harrison. We saw him earlier with his Ford Galaxy. This is his number 2 vehicle, the Wild Thing truck. Supercharged Ford leads the line first in the far lane and annihilates Harrison's Chevy, which apparently broke about three-quarter track, or at least Harrison got out of it. On the replay, we'll see if Harrison's problems are easily identifiable. It looks like it left the line okay. The ruts didn't appear to be giving it a problem, and right there you can see it just down on power. 3.34 seconds won't help him a bit. The question is, will the Gold Bricker supercharged Ford with 60 cubic inch Ford make it into the quick four field? He leaves the starting line nicely down into the ruts. These 6,000-pounders sink to the bottom and then drive through the mud. He runs 2.66 seconds, and that'll get him in the shootout. There's no question the Unlimiteds present some of the most bizarre forms of machinery in motorsports today. We've got our 4 semifinalists to determine that championship title coming up. But right now, Jerry, we're going into probably the wildest war yet.
That's right. It's going to be the monster trucks. And the big names are here, like Bigfoot, Barefoot, Taurus. But some of the names you may not be familiar with, like Four-Wheel Crazier or the Exterminator. But they're all here, and on any given day, it's anybody's race.
That's for sure. And indeed, we'll be coming back with monster truck action from Anaheim Stadium. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, to the USHRA Association's Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck Tour. We're in Anaheim, California, and we are just about ready to kick things off with monster truck qualifying. And my announcing compatriot, Jerry Devine, has been at this now for 25 years. Jerry, like you pointed out before we left in the last break, these machines are pretty much as equal as they're ever going to be in the new 1990 season. And even though we have the old standards, we've got a couple of brand new trucks that a lot of people are looking closely at.
We certainly have. But before we can race these monster trucks, we've got to make it fair for everybody. And so what we're going to do is crush some of these cars down with kind of an unusual piece of equipment.
Well, this is one of the first times we've ever done this at a USHRA Association event. What exactly is the objective here?
Well, the object, of course, is to make sure that the track surface, the racing surface, which includes the cars, is level and equal for all.
This is Alan Gaines of Georgetown, Kentucky, and this is called the Orange Blossom Express.
Seems like the fans are definitely into that machine, but we're ready to go into monster truck qualifying, racing against the clock for final starting positions here at the Anaheim Stadium.
It's going to be Barefoot, driven by Fred Schaefer of Pontoon, Illinois.
He'll be up against Larry Turner, the Ohio driver of the Hercules Ford Ranger. And certainly a Ford versus Chevy battle like this is a great way to start, but everybody loves Barefoot, Jerry.
They sure do. And it's going to be a great one. Let's watch them now as both drivers get all ready to go, waiting for the flagman to raise that green flag.
It's an interesting course. They'll be driving in opposite directions, then crossing a set of cars to determine a winner. Unbelievable hit by Schaefer.
Look at the height of some of these machines. All right, Turner gets over real good. Barefoot, Fred Schaefer heading for the last of the cars. Up, and over!
He'll easily win that much up. Here comes Larry Turner, about 6 or 7 truck lengths behind. The elapsed time for Freddie Schaefer has got to put him in a real good position. Look at the trucks we're up against here. 14.23 seconds for Barefoot. He's still got to try and stay out in front of Bigfoot, Taurus, all the killers. 17.14 seconds for Larry Turner. Don't think he'll be overly thrilled with that, Jim.
No. Not at all. All right, next pair coming up. It's going to be Four-Wheel Crazy, driven by Rob Morris.
A brand new truck from Fort Worth, Texas. He'll be up against Gary Schott, the Californian, in the Exterminator Chevy. A lot of people seem to think the blue Ford may be a real strong runner. You can see Rob Morris hits the first set of cars. He's got the power, Jerry.
He certainly does, and he's doing a great job of handling that truck.
Schott looks like he may be experiencing problems with the Exterminator, but man, Rob Morris, with the debut of that truck, has got to be dropping some jaws in the monster truck driver's pit area. The Exterminator Schott finally makes it over the cars, but this new Ford Ranger looks tough, Jerry.
That's right. He's not taking any chances. He put the pedal down and flew right over those cars.
13.12 seconds as opposed to the Exterminator 17.11. That will put Rob Morris's brand new four-wheel crazy Ford from Texas in the #1 spot.
All right, next two trucks coming up, getting ready to go. It's going to be the Predator, driven by Alan Pizzo.
Tell you what, for a youngster out of Michigan, he is tough, and he'll be up against longtime California competitor Tom Feeney. The Iron Butterfly Ford van weighs an honest 24,000 pounds. The heaviest machine here.
Definitely is heavy. All right, here we go.
Looks like Pizzo may have had some problems getting off the starting line. That supercharged Chevrolet is normally a lot quicker than that, and that means Speedy is going to make a race out of this.
Well, it's anybody's race right now. They're headed both for the final set of cars. Oh, and it looks like the Iron Butterfly has some problems.
Is that incredible problems for Pizzo? And at 18.71 seconds, as the engine apparently got wounded, look at this finish. The Iron Butterfly breaks. Pizzo gets the win by no less than 4 feet. Unbelievable.
Well, the Iron Butterfly stalls right on that second set of cars, but the clock's still running.
Pizzo's trying to control the incredible Chevrolet, but here's the killer, Jerry.
Oh, it sure is. It's Bigfoot, driven by Andy Brass, and this is the new Bigfoot Racer.
The first time out for the blue Ford Racer, Jack Wilman in Taurus, one of the toughest new trucks of the 1990 season, leaves the line.
Taurus had some problems a little earlier in qualifying and lost the front end.
I'll tell you, he's giving Andy Brass a run for his money. The new lightweight Ford trying to beat 13.14 seconds. That'd give him the #1 spot.
Oh, and look at Jack Woolman!
Unbelievable! 13.06 seconds for Taurus. Look at the launch of the last set of cars by Andy Brass. He runs 13.31. That puts Taurus, the Chevrolet, in the #1 spot.
All right, here comes the AM/PM Boss, driven by Meredith Dalton.
Right, Seth Dalton himself, one of the West Coast's best. He'll be up against Steve Helms, the Skull Crusher, a brand new Ford product out for its first weekend of racing.
Well, this young lady, she's not afraid of these monster trucks. She knows how to drive them. Let's watch her now. Waiting for the green flag. Here we go.
Beautiful lead by the lady of the AM/PM Boss. The Skull Crusher coming down hard as well. This is going to be a race.
It's not over yet. Got about a half a track yet to go. Let's watch her now, the last set of cars.
Tell you what, she was right there with the new Crusher. Tremendous job by the AM/PM Boss, sponsored by the AM/PM mini stores out on the West Coast Seaboard. Here's the last jump for the Crusher in 15.21 seconds. That'll put him right squarely in the middle of the field for Helms.
And Meredith Dalton with an 18.05 on the AM/PM Boss.
Now, I'll tell you, that may be 5 or 6 seconds slower than some of the other trucks, but that'll be right in the middle of this field.
It sure will. All right, here comes the AM/PM Rocket now with Dale Boucher.
Tell you, this kid is young and he is good. Look at the air. He gets wild landing.
He hangs on to it, keeps it under control, heads down for the next set of cars, comes around that curve, up, and over.
Man, another wild landing. That guy is not afraid to mess with the throttle. He has definitely shown that he has got the guts to be one of the best in this business. 14.58 seconds. Look at this landing. Tell you what, applying the throttle with the front end of the air takes guts. Simple as that.
The fans are having a great time now getting down in the mud pit.
I'll tell you, U.S. Hot Rod Association events, you'll see just about anything happen, but it's very seldom you see not only mud racers, but also the spectators in the mud pit, Jerry.
That's right. We're watching a Dash for Cash, one of the local radio stations putting on a promotion, and it's a lot of fun.
That's unbelievable. I'll tell you, later on, we'll be telling you exactly how you can become more involved with U.S. Hot Rod Association action just like this all across the country. In the meantime, we're getting ready for yet another class of championship U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing. Coming up, the modified division, which includes basically stock engine machines and some outrageous action. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute with a continuation of the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Monster Series. In Anaheim, California, at Anaheim Stadium, as we get ready to continue action here at the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck National Championship Series. You want mud racers? We've got them. Look at this lineup of the staging lanes as we get ready to go into the modified category. Now, these are non-supercharged machines, but they are lightweights, and these things run pretty strong.
First one is going to be John Harmon from Shaver Lake, California. The Kamikaze Kid. He'll be going against Plum Creasy, Opal Rivas.
Wow, wild ride at the finish line for Harmon, the defending champion, while Rivas has big-time problems just making it across the finish line. That little short wheelbase Jeep is the machine that won it here last year. Watch this ride. He takes it to the finish line. 2.86 seconds for a single 4-barrel carbureted machine.
Great time. And on Opal, a 5.08 second run, Plum Creasy.
You can see where the problem was there, right at half-track. That machine just about turned into a submarine down there, but she managed to pull her out. Pretty bizarre pass, and that 5.08 will put those two drivers in the first and second standings right now.
All right, here comes Twist and Shout, driven by Dwayne Masonheimer, going against Bad to the Bone, driven by Gary Mink of Fresno, California.
Wow! Man, Gary Mink comes up with a tremendous effort for this class. Watch this thing leave the line and keep the tires above the mud. Here in the lightweight class, the idea is to skim across the surface. 2.58 seconds will give him the #1 spot at this point. In the other lane, the early model Willys family wagon type machine, as you can see, has some tire spin problems on the front end. Still a 2.77 second run is not bad at all. Now remember, these drivers are not shooting for 4 qualifying positions. This is a one-shot round. The low elapsed time of this one-pass round wins it.
All right, here comes the Gladiator, driven by Sonny Snow of Bakersfield.
Pretty unusual machine in the far lane. The Mud Dancer is a 1964 Chevy El Camino. Now, both of these machines use all-steel bodies. They are fairly heavy when compared to the supercharged super modifieds that we'll see later on. These are both about 3,500-pound vehicles. You don't see too many Chevy El Caminos in this sport. Dan Harwell waits on the line as his opponent Sonny Snow does the same for the green light.
Both from Bakersfield. Here we go.
Big time problems for the Willys. But then the El Camino has problems, and the Willys goes back around for the win. Unbelievable.
Well, he really got with it. He really turned up the power.
Look at Harwell. He's not giving up. In and out of the throttle. Finally, they throw the red flag, and that'll stop him there. Pretty bizarre one there. As you can see, the problems immediately for the Gladiator Willys. He gets right back at the throttle, though. Apparently didn't even realize that Harwell was having the problem. That 3,000-pound Willys Jeep bouncing all over the place. Runs at a lap time of 2.41 seconds. Now, Harwell on the other side. The Mud Dancer didn't even make it to the 100-foot finish line. 70 feet is the official distance that'll place him well down at the end of the pack, Jerry.
It certainly will. All right, the next pair coming up. It's going to be the Mud Devil, driven by Bobby Sellers.
Sellers Jeep fiberglass CJ funny car now has a mark of 2.41 seconds to beat, as you just saw the Gladiator take the #1 spot.
Going against Wasted Wagers of Larry Tribe.
You know, anybody with common sense would have bet on the lightweight Jeep CJ to win that one. Shies, last year's runner-up with a brand-new full-body pickup, actually gets the win. Again, there is a problem in that right-hand lane down around three-quarter track that you better have some power to be able to get through. The Mud Devil gets stuck in that spot. 4.74 seconds will keep him way down the line.
It certainly will. All right, here comes the replay on our other racer.
Shives with the brand-new Ford did a great job, 2.86 seconds. Right now, though, that's only good for the #5 position in this lineup. But still, talking about a 3,300-pound full-body truck.
All right, next pair. Brings us Wild Bosco, driven by Mark Shaver, and Pete Toy, driven by David Ruggles.
The Pete Toy machine, an altered wheelbase compact pickup. You don't see them on the street too much. 3 goes to green. Tremendous amount of power for both machines. I think those runs are probably going to be good enough for one of the top 2 spots.
They had their hands full trying to control these machines. Look at this!
I'll tell you what, the Pete Toy machine, you couldn't use up any more of this mud course. The lap time, 3.02 seconds with a lot of driving going on in that cockpit. The 302 won't be good enough for one of the top 5 spots. And interestingly enough, this run looked even stronger. Again, sideways, bouncing off that high berm we talked about.
He sure did. He just kissed that one wall and brought it back into the center of the track.
It's almost like having an extra driver in there. It'll put you right. 2.81 seconds, though. Won't be good enough for one of the top 4 positions as this field is getting quicker and quicker.
Certainly is. Here comes the Mudcat, driven by Chris Bramford, going against Bog Wild, Scott Lynch.
Lynch gets a good starting line advantage, but both machines have problems down there near the end, especially the full-body Chevy truck. I'll tell you, again, the fiberglass-bodied, lightweight Jeeps actually seem to be having a problem here.
All right, the Mudcat is going through with a time of 5.11. And look at the problem he's having getting through that mud body.
That's that hole, I guess, basically, down around the 80-foot mark that has really been giving people problems in that lane. The Chevy won't be a factor as far as the threat to the leader is concerned. In the other lane, the fiberglass Jeep machine having the same problem. Starting line launch was excellent, but look at the rear end starting to drop. You know the weight is getting the better of it. Still the elapsed time, 2.60 seconds. That's good right now for the number 2 spot in this field.
Driver's really working that wheel, trying to keep it straight.
I'll tell you what, we've got monster trucks and lots of them. And coming up, we'll be seeing the first round of monster truck eliminations. Don't even think about going away. Ladies and gentlemen, to Anaheim, California at Anaheim Stadium for the continuation of the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck National Championship Series, all brought to you by the legendary sound of Kicker stereo speakers by Stillwater Designs. Well, Jerry, it looks like we've already got our qualified field set in the monster truck action. Right now, we're getting ready for the first round of actual competition. We've already seen some great runs, including Taurus. It was quite surprising.
That's right, but coming up right now is the first round, and it's going to be the number 10 qualifier going against the number 5 qualifier.
That's right. The Ohio driver, Larry Turo, with the Hercules Ford Ranger, qualified pretty far down the field, takes on the young killer, Dale Boucher, the Californian, the AM/PM Rocket.
All right, here we go. Green flag goes up. They're on their way.
Pretty even start. And this kid is something else. Larry Turo doing his best to keep up with him, but he has problems coming down off the cars. That's going to hurt him a bunch, Gary.
Oh, he's got his hands full. Here comes the Rocket.
Not even close. Boucher backs out of the throttle to save the equipment. Actually, Turo was making a pretty good run of it there at the last few feet, but it was nowhere near enough. We just received word, Jerry, that Taurus, the number 1 qualifier, apparently will not be able to return for elimination.
That's right. He tore up some suspension parts. Tough break for Jack Woolman.
Well, we've still got some killers in this field. Certainly Dale Boucher qualifies as one of them at 16.16 seconds. Alazura giving it what he could with the Ford Ranger, but it wasn't enough.
All right, coming up next, it's going to be the Skull Crusher, and he'll be going against the Iron Butterfly.
I'll tell you what, the Iron Butterfly machine of Tom Feeney has actually been fairly impressive here. He qualified the number 11 spot. Steve Helms leaves the line first, though. Helms and the Skull Crusher did a heck of a job in qualifying, does a good job on that jump.
The Butterfly is just so heavy.
I'll tell you what, this guy's really making this a race.
Look at this. Look at this. Hold it. Hold it. He might do it!
That is by far one of the closest possible races. Listen to the crowd. The 22,000-pound band makes it literally a matter of inches at the finish line. Look at this battle. And the Skull Crusher wins at 18.41 seconds, a losing 18.61 seconds for the band.
Oh, here comes Bigfoot, driven by Andy Brass. Now, this is a new Bigfoot racer.
Right, the lightest Bigfoot ever at about 10,200 pounds, and he'll be taking on the lady.
Meredith Dalton in the AM/PM box.
She was pretty impressive, but the Bigfoot team ended up qualifying number 3 in this field. Whoa! Unbelievable airline soft machines. Nobody's like putting in here.
Meredith is not afraid of this hot rod. Look at this! Look at this!
Tell you what, she made a heck of a race of it. Andy Brass gets there first. But Meredith Dalton wasn't too far behind at all. Excellent job by the lady in the AM/PM box. But Andy Brass finally came up with the quickest runs. You bet, the quickest run of this event, 12.59 seconds. The lady goes through at 14.13 seconds. That's also one of the quickest runs we've seen.
It certainly is.
Great job, and I'll tell you, she takes a beating in that cab.
All right, coming up next, it's going to be the Predator, driven by Alan Azo.
We saw that Michigan driver had a lot of engine problems when he was racing and qualifying, but this is one guy that could win it all.
You better believe it. Fred Schaefer from Pontoon, Illinois, in barefoot.
A lot of people say Freddie Schaefer builds the toughest motors in the sport. Look at the jump! Unbelievable air. Alan Azo doing everything he can, but he's not going to be able to make this up.
Oh, hang on, here we go.
tell you what, Peso with the engine problems again actually made a battle out of that. But Freddie Shaver may be close to beating the 12.59-second run we just saw by Bigfoot. The supercharged Chevrolet out of Illinois. Freddie Shaver always means business. Watch this jump. Unbelievable, perfect form. Watch the landing, watch the front tires compress, and a huge bounce. I'll tell you, at a lap time in mid-14s, he's going to be tough. And here's a kid that shocked us by qualifying number 2.
Sure is. Four-wheel crazy, driven by Rob Morris.
The new youngster from Fort Worth, Texas, with a brand new Ford Ranger, could be one of the big underdogs in this event. He'll be up against Gary Schott, the number 7 qualifier with the Exterminator Chevy, and he did a great job in qualifying. Who do you pick here, Jerry?
Well, this could be a close race.
I tell you, the kid in the Ford has been strong.
Rob Morris is, let's watch it now. Here we go. Up, and over.
Good launch by both machines. Definitely this will be a race.
Oh, that four-wheel crazy. I think we better keep an eye on this one.
Going to be, problems for Schott making the last turn, and that will hand it to Rob Morris, the new kid with the new Ford. Obviously, Jim Schott was going to make that a race, Jerry.
Yeah, he certainly would have. He eases it over, stays on the equipment. Let's take another look at four-wheel crazy. 14.55 seconds on Rob Morris.
It's an excellent lap time, and you can see he's keeping it low to the ground on the cars, trying to pick up as much a lap time as he possibly can without losing it in the air. And there's a dejected Jim Schott, the Exterminator. He's got to be sick.
Coming up, the Unlimited Finals and the Super Modifieds. Now, if you don't think these machines aren't loud, we're sitting here on the 4th floor at Anaheim Stadium, and we can feel the power up here.
That's for sure. We're coming back with the supercharged Super Modifieds, the quickest and fastest off-road machines in the world. Stay with us.
Camel Mud
Semi-final round. We've got the 4 quickest qualifiers in that division, and now it's up to those drivers to determine the champion. We've already seen some of the incredible action that these machines can present, but by far, the heaviest machines in mud racing can definitely plow through the pit here in Anaheim. The Goldbricker Ford, it looks like we may have some problems to start off this battle with the 4 quickest machines. He's talking to the starter as the supercharged 460 Ford may not be able to make the call. Boy, he's rushing around. It looks something is wrong in the rear end area. I don't know what the deal is, Jeff.
Now a way of getting inside the truck.
That's for sure. You don't have to worry about jumping into the bed, but you can come right up through the floor. It looks like they may actually be trying to reconnect the starter. In the meantime, Jim Whining out of Arizona, that's definitely showing his sportsmanship, waiting patiently in the Titanic Revenge, is finally given a single run, and he will go through into the final round. Remember, this is a battle of the 4 quickest qualifiers, and there you see the projected team with the Goldbricker Ford pushing her back to the pit. On the slow motion replay on Jim Wyman, remember he was the #1 qualifier for this field at 2:51. Gets a good fast going, 2.69 seconds. That means he'll definitely be competitive going into that final.
Certainly will. All right, here comes Unnamed and Untamed. This is Bill Oliver again from Mountain View, California.
Oliver's rear engine machine has got to be one of the wildest ever. He ran 2:59 in the qualifying round for the #2 spot to take on the #4 man.
He's taking the other lane now on this run.
That's true. Very good point, as a matter of fact. It's unusual to see somebody run so quick, taking another lane. The Mud Puff machine ran 290 to get into the field. Tell you what, he's going to have to come up with a whole shot and a half to stay competitive here.
This is Ed Gerber of Bakersfield.
Inching forward into the staging beam, now ready. Gets the whole shot, but what a ride for the rear engine Willies at the finish line. Watch this replay. Perfect pass. The last time, the quickest yet, but look at this thing at the finish line. 2.43 seconds, the quickest run in the Unlimited.
All right, here comes the Mud Pups now with a 2.91.
I'll tell you what, consistency is all that matter for Gerber. He got the whole shot, ran as quick as he did to qualify. Just flat wasn't enough against the quickest run of this round. A great battle, and that'll set up Titanic's revenge against Unnamed and Untamed in the final round. There's a happy man.
Boy, Bill Oliver, he's smiling. You know, he almost lost it, though. Coming out of the mid-pit, he could have lost some time there.
No question about it. That 243 may not be as quick as that thing can go. The crowd's got to be wondering who's going to win that final round dash. Tremendous battle with a huge, huge crowd on hand for this event. 3 classes of mud racing, monster truck battle deluxe. You couldn't ask for more.
A beautiful day here at Anaheim for racing here at Anaheim Stadium.
The crowd gets ready now for the ground pounders, the supercharged, super modifieds, the quickest and fastest mud racers, including 1988 winner Californian Wendy Tarman, the lady in the near lane.
Going against the pit boss, Roy, Scott, and Kirby.
Unbelievable pass for Kirby. The defending champion in the far lane holds the track record here at 2.06 seconds. And on the replay, it looks like he was just about that quick that time. Beautiful run for the supercharged big block Chevy. 2.09 seconds on the 100-foot-long pit. I'll tell you what, he's right where he left off last year, Jerry.
Well, Wendy had a time of 2.35 seconds. All right, next pair up. Going to bring Top Dog going against Mud Buster.
Well, Jeff Carlson in the Mud Buster did real well here last year. Listen to the sound of that 512 cubic inch supercharged Chevy. And here's last year's runner-up.
From Fresno, California.
Tom Etheridge, the Top Dog small block Chevy in the near lane.
Weaving through the mud pit.
Man, for a small block Chevrolet, that thing is still incredible. It got runner-up to Kirby here last year. The big question is what happened to the Mud Buster machine, and the starting line crew is waving him off. Tough break for Jess Carlson.
Driver from Banning, California.
Here's Etheridge's supercharged small block Chevy, 393 cubic inches, front wheels up. Look at the lap time. The quickest run ever for a 100-foot-long course in U.S. Hot Rod Association history. 1.86 seconds, eclipsing a 2.5-year-old 191 national record.
Here come the next pair. It's going to be the Psychotic Reaction with Glenn Weller. And he'll be going against Tough Enough with David Taylor behind the control.
Now, David Taylor is a brand new driver. But man, does he come up with the horsepower. Look at the back end of that truck. The fuel-injected machine of the Psychotic Reaction team broke about three-quarter track. There you see it backfiring and blowing the fuel injector covers off. Obviously, big-time problems for the fiberglass nitrous oxide GCJ. But watch this.
Oh, this is unbelievable. A good straight run. Look at the fenders flapping away.
2.28 seconds. That should be good enough to get into the Final Four.
Oh, here comes Harry Scary. This is a hot machine driven by John Morse.
I'll tell you, it is an awesome piece of equipment. One of the lightest machines in competition, about 1,900 pounds for this supercharged Chevy-powered Jeep. He's got to go quicker than 2.35 seconds to get in the Final Four in the Camel Shootout.
He's from Santa Maria, California. Easing it up to the line. Waiting for the green, and he's just about ready to go.
2:35, the mark to beat. A lot of tire spin off the starting line. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. Boy, lock it up with brakes. There is not much mud on that machine at all. On the replay, you can see the spinning tires. He didn't hook up as well as he thought. But the lap time is good enough anyway to get him in the Camel Shootout in the Super Modifieds. 2.30 seconds gives him the number 4 slot. The longest standing record in U.S. Hot Rod Association mud racing history is already broken. 1.86 seconds by Tom Etheridge, last year's runner-up. I can't get over that run, Jerry.
Unbelievable. But coming up, we've got the monster trucks and a classic battle it's going to be between Bigfoot and Barefoot.
To continue with monster truck action here at the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck Championship Series. And Jerry, we have got a wild round of monsters here.
That's right. We're going to start off with the AM/PM Rocket facing the Crusher.
But in this round, we also have that classic rivalry.
That's right. Ford against Chevrolet.
All right, Dale Boucher, AM/PM Rocket. Here we go.
It looked like we have some problems in the other lane. Unbelievable landing in the meantime for Boucher. Now Helms has the Crusher going, and this one's a free ride.
All right, Boucher coming on, and he's going to ease it over for the win.
That's the second time now that Dale Boucher has been able to get out of the throttle. His starting line reactions are unbelievable, but also with Helms having problems, he didn't have to worry too much. Look at the landing on this hit. His lap time of 15.47 seconds for the run. Watch this.
That could have cost him there, but he good job of driving, and he hangs on to it. Oh, here comes Bigfoot. Andy Brass.
And this is the battle we've been waiting for. Bigfoot versus Barefoot.
Ford against Chevrolet.
You're looking at one of the lightest, best prepared Fords in history against one of the drivers who will not say die. Freddie Schaefer will do anything to beat Bigfoot. There is no love lost between these two teams, Jerry.
The crowd coming to their feet on this one. They know this is going to be one of the best races of the afternoon.
The second round of Monster Truck Racing. Winners go into the semifinal round.
Here we go. Fred Schaefer up, and over. Look at Bigfoot, the same stance. Now it's a battle over the finish line. It's going to be close. Bigfoot takes it. Freddie Schaefer has problems around the last turn. Listen to the crowd. Andy Brass put it down and flew over that last set of cars. Look at this. This new fully suspended truck has one of the trickiest suspensions in the business. The elapsed time, again, the quickest of the round, 12.87 seconds. Cleared the cars completely. Never even touched that last set of cars. Unbelievable. All right, here comes the Predator with Ellen Pezo.
Isn't it incredible? This kid is still in. Engine problems in every round and qualifying. And here's the rookie that is dominating in the other half of the ladder. Rob Morris, the Texan with the four-wheel Crazy Ranger. Tell you what, though, you know, Ellen Pezo is not going to shut off early here either.
Rob Morris, definitely the one to keep an eye on.
Been amazing in his debut.
All right, here we go. Up over the first set of cars.
Tell you, it's about an even battle at that point, but still the engine problems for Pezo coming back to haunt him.
He must be losing some oil. Looks like oil hitting those headers. And four-wheel Crazy Rob Morris takes the win.
Boy, Pezo didn't give up again, though. He drove her full throttle, even though it looked like the Ford was going to get there first. Here's Pezo with the engine oiling problems that you pointed out, Jerry. Beautiful leap, 14.22 seconds. That's the quickest he's run all day long. But those engine problems definitely slowed him against that Ford. So yeah, that was a pretty darn wild landing there, too.
It sure was.
We go back to the Super Modifieds, the first round of the Camel Shootout, the four quickest Super Mods in the class. Top dog with Tom Effridge, last year's runner-up, who ran 1.86 seconds in the last round, takes on John Morris and the lightweight Harry Scarry.
Oh, this is going to be good. Watch him now as the light hits the green. They're going to be on their way.
Man, what a ride problem for Harry Scarry. Effridge takes down a couple of shutdown area cones, but that won't disqualify him. Our cameraman getting murdered with mud down there. I'll tell you, that was a pretty wild ride for the camera people.
Hazards of the occupation. Let's take another look at this.
This is the angle that cameraman got off the starting line. The tire speed, incredible. Wham! Right to the lens. Unbelievable shot. It takes guts to man your post down there, Jerry.
That mud can hurt.
I'll tell you what, Effridge at 2.55 seconds. Look at the front wheels. Never had front wheel drive on that run. That was a rear wheel drive run, only a hard bounce at the finish line. And Effridge's machine, like I said, with only two-wheel drive and even no front brake, tries to stop the machine down there in the top end. He lost a half a second because of it.
All right, next pair of machines coming up.
This will be the pit boss in the near lane. The machine that won here in 1989 and 1987 against Dave Taylor, the Tough Enough machine that qualified at 2:28, a career best for the 100-foot-long pit. But remember, Roy Scotty Kirby, the man who ran 2:09 in the first round.
All right, let's watch it now. Here we go. Going to the green.
Wow! Unbelievable. Look at Kirby trying to stop that thing completely sideways. But remember, it's not the driver that gets there first that wins. It's the quickest elapsed time. You can see the Tough Enough machine get the whole shot, but watching the near lane is Kirby with the pit boss. Goes 2:32, airborne at the finish line, completely sideways trying to stop it. And in the other lane, the Tough Enough machine runs 2:34. That will bump out Effridge, who we saw run 1:86 from the final round. These two will meet again in the final, Jerry.
All right, he locks it up, brings it to a halt, and here we go now into the final.
Tell you what, these guys have done some battle today. Already seen a world record. There you see David Taylor on the line, and here's defending champion and two-time winner Kirby on the line.
He's from Fontana, California, and here we go. Wait for that green.
Stage and the driver's up. They're ready.
Watch it. Here we go.
Lost the tire spin to the Tough Enough machine. Look at Kirby thundering through the shutdown area. I'll tell you what, the Tough Enough entry getting the whole shot just about in every round. Look at this guy leave the line, but now watch the tire spin. There you see the mud coming up, and that means big time problems. He may have actually had problems with the front wheel drive there as well. Airborne at the finish line. The elapsed time, 2.93 seconds, but it was Kirby that dominated this event for the third year, Jerry.
All right, on the replay, let's take a look now at the pit boss, the winner, with a 2.34 seconds.
Tell you, the man cannot be beaten here at Anaheim, a third straight win. Well, so far, Jerry, we have seen some of the most upset-ridden monster truck racing we've seen so far in this Camel Series.
That's right, but coming up is the semis, and the finals in the monster trucks, and they're still shooting for the top gun, Bigfoot.
That's right. It's still the #1 truck. It's going to get wild as we continue with the semis and finals, as Jerry said, of this incredible monster truck war. Don't go away. In the battle of the monster trucks here at Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, as the USHRA Association's Camel Mud Monster Series continues. Jerry Devine, this is going to be wild. We've got Bigfoot left in this program and 3 relative unknowns trying to shoot him down.
That's right. He is the top gun, but on any given race day, even the underdog can shoot down that big guy.
I'll tell you what, this should be a war. With this much at stake in the Camel World Championship Series, the Bigfoot team's got to be feeling the pressure.
All right, here we go. It's going to be Bigfoot with Andy Brass, and he's going to be going against Dale Boucher and the AMPM Rocket.
We've seen Andy Brass run the quickest runs of the day, but here's the kid that just will not say die. Dale Boucher has shown guts. Tremendous launch for Andy Brass. Beautiful landing, a little bit sideways in Boucher, but the first time they've had problems.
Could be close. Andy Brass puts the pedal down.
And still cleared every one of those cars. Look at Boucher, almost a nosedive as he takes a wild pass. Andy Brass, for the second time in a row, clears every one of the cars to the finish line. Look at the starting line launch. Look at the elapsed time.
11.22.
Man, that's 2 seconds quicker than anybody has gone today. A sideways landing to boot. And then look at this landing here.
He completely clears the cars. Brings it down very hard, though.
That new racer is awesome. So Bigfoot goes to the final. Now, it's the young rookie, Rob Morris, the Fort Worth, Texas driver, the 4-wheel Crazy Ford. And look who's back in the show. Alan Bezos, still with engine problems, got into the semis as the quickest loser from the previous round.
All right, here we go. Both machines on their way. Up, and over for Alan Bezos.
Indeed, the Rob Morris-driven Ford. Still the engine problems for Bezos. The Rob Morris-driven Ford looks like he's got it. But look at Alan Bezos. You gotta give this kid credit. He has survived problem after problem after problem with a wild bout to come into a semi-final round finish. That kid has done a great job.
4-wheel Crazy doing a great job with 13.42 seconds.
That's for sure. That's the quickest run he's made all day long. He's ready for Bigfoot in the final. That means it will be Bigfoot, the killer, against a kid with a brand new truck and a brand new ride at his first event ever. As Alan Bezos bounces off into the sunset, we look like we may have problems. There's Bob Chandler in the black hat, the owner of Bigfoot.
You notice he came down very hard on that left front wheel, and that's the area that they're looking at.
I'll tell you, Andy Brass, the driver in the uniform, saying, I can't make this run. Bob Chandler shaking his head and walking away. Obviously, the man who created Bigfoot is upset, and we've gotten word that they're bringing Dale Boucher and the AMPM Rocket Chevy back into this final round as the quickest loser from the semis. He'll take on the new rookie king.
That's right. The brake rule is in effect, so that means that Dale Boucher gets back into the program because of Bigfoot braking.
What a disappointment for Bob Chandler. The machine was running 2 seconds quicker than its nearest opponent. Rob Morris now has to look at a possibility of a first-ever national event title. So does this kid. Neither one of these guys has ever won in the USHRA Association Camel National Event.
Well, the crowd is on their feet. This is the final in the monster truck division, and this ought to be a good one.
Ford and Chevrolet, 2 rookies looking at their first bit of national fame.
Here we go. Dale Boucher up, and over, brings it down hard.
So does the Rob Morris-driven 4-wheel Crazy, and this is going to be a battle. Look at this.
Around and around the last time, and it's the 4-wheel Crazy.
Unbelievable. Look at the fist out the window. The crowd is stunned. In his first event ever with a brand new truck, Rob Morris reaches the national limelight with a win at one of the biggest USHRA Association camel events in the country.
Oh, is he happy? He is thrilled to death on this one. Takes off his next race, and the crowd is going wild.
The crowd is behind him all the way.
Let's take a look at Rob Morris on his first jump. Great jump.
It's hard to believe that a brand new driver and a brand new truck can come away the winner at this event, but Jerry, that's basically what we saw. Rob Morris with a brand new vehicle out of Texas basically lived out a Cinderella fantasy here.
It certainly was, and it was a great afternoon. The fans are filing out of Anaheim Stadium nearly hoarse from cheering on their favorite monster truck. But coming up now, the standings. How does that affect the national standings after this afternoon?
Well, the USHRA Association Camel World Championship Series has already proven to be a dogfight even in the early going. But this weekend, we did see a few changes.
Well, Bigfoot holds on to the #1 spot.
Certainly not by much. Based on the performances earlier in the year by Excalibur and Chuck Hawkins, Rob Fuchs First Blood, they're hanging on to second and 2. But look where Rob Morris and the four-wheel Crazy moves into the field in the number 4 standings in the $100,000 World Championship Tour.
Well, that's right. Taurus will hold down the number 6, Predator number 7, and the AMPM Rocket and Boss with 9 and 10.
So even Alan Tura with Hercules moved up into the top 10 in this $100,000 World Championship chase. All those drivers doing a tremendous job moving up. And speaking of coming up, National Super Modified standings are next.